What can €600 a month get you in Spain? A spare bedroom in a shared apartment? Or this China-built Lynk Co. 01? Yep, €600 per month. Subscribe anytime, cancel anytime. No need to buy it, and you can still drive it. But here is the real question: can a business model like this actually make money? So we visited the Lynk Company space in Madrid and hit the streets to talk to locals, to break down the business logic and the real challenges behind the Lynk Company subscription model. And the vibe inside the Madrid store are totally different. No suit and tie salespeople, no giant price tags screaming at you. It feels more like a club. That's basically how Lynk Company survives in Europe. They don't hard sell cars, they sell a sustainability-driven lifestyle.
Sí, de hecho, Lynk Co se empezó a conocer en Europa por este estilo de negocio bastante diferente respecto a los clásicos concesionarios, donde simplemente entras y hay un vendedor que te quiere vender un coche, pero nosotros creamos estos clubs para crear un punto de encuentro para nuestros clientes. Así que ellos también pueden venir aquí y disfrutar de nuestros espacios de coworking o simplemente tomarse un café. Y también organizamos eventos con pintores o artistas, y todas las marcas que tenemos en exposición son todas marcas que trabajan con nosotros y que comparten nuestros mismos valores, es decir, la sostenibilidad y el reciclaje de materiales, porque también nuestros coches tienen muchas partes hechas con materiales reciclados.
Back in 2020, Lynk Company kicked off its Euro plan, and they used a subscription model as the front door into the market. For a lot of Europeans who just wanted to try a Lynk Company without committing, it was super easy. Pay €600 a month and you can drive one. And if you actually bought the car, you could even share it out through the app and earn a bit of extra pocket money. What the staff told us is that Lynk Company basically runs 3 options in Europe: buy it outright, long-term lease it, or subscribe. The subscription part is Lynk Company's signature move. It's similar to leasing, but the big difference is it works like a streaming membership. You can start anytime, cancel anytime. Plus, it's almost all inclusive. Things like maintenance, insurance, and road tax are basically covered. Traditional leasing is usually much longer, often 2 years or more, and those services are often not included. So with that flexibility and a pretty competitive monthly price, Lynk Company attracted people who don't drive huge mileage and only need a car for a few months at a time. Through its subscription model, Lynk Company quickly expanded across Europe. By 2023, Lynk Company had launched 50,000 Lynk Company 01 vehicles in Europe, with a whopping 99% of those coming from the subscription model. But then, starting in 2024, everything suddenly came to a halt. From what I gathered, Lynk Company headquarters decided to stop deliveries to Europe because they were losing too much money. So, why couldn't the subscription model work in the long run? The challenges Lynk Company faced with its subscription model are the same problems hitting the European car rental market. Before 2023, big European rental companies were racing to find cars and customers, aiming to dominate the electric vehicle rental market. You probably remember that Sixt, the German car rental giant, signed an order for 100,000 vehicles with BYD by the end of 2022. But by 2025, BYD had only sold about 8,000 vehicles in Germany. That's just 8% of the original order. This tells us that the actual market demand for electric car rentals in Europe is far lower than expected. Often these rental companies had to slash prices just to maintain a basic rental volume. After all that hustle, rental companies realized they weren't actually making much profit. Lynk Company's subscription model in Europe is essentially a gamble. While Europeans were willing to ditch traditional car buying habits and embrace a car rental lifestyle, the reality is that the €600 monthly subscription seemed like a good deal. But actual user growth has been far lower than expected. The sales rep at the store told us that the peak subscription periods usually coincide with summer and winter holidays. Once the holidays are over, many users cancel their subscriptions and the renewal rate for subscribers keeps declining.
Las razones principales, bueno, como comenté antes, muchos se dan de alta la suscripción solamente para las vacaciones. De hecho, sobre todo por la suscripción solemos tener más usuarios durante el verano y luego cuando acaben su
Another thing to note, rental companies, in order to maintain a younger and high-quality fleet, usually plan to sell the cars after a few years. But when Tesla suddenly slashed prices, causing a shock in the used car market, and with new models from Chinese and Korean brands flooding in, competition intensified. This led to a rapid drop in the residual value of electric vehicles, meaning rental companies had to dispose of the cars within 1 or 2 years, or they'd suffer even bigger losses. Furthermore, Europeans, with a conservative approach, prefer to buy used fuel cars rather than used electric ones. Rental companies have been hurt making a little profit while holding on to the cars and then not being able to sell them at a high price. Compared to these rental companies, Lynk Co seems to be in an even tougher spot. It looks like Lynk Co hasn't partnered with rental giants like Sixt and is going it alone. This means Lynk Co hasn't even made any money from wholesale new car sales. But the returns from renting them out barely cover operating costs. The result? The cars are rented out amid excitement, but when they're sold back, they are at a huge loss. According to data from European insurance industry, the actual maintenance costs for electric vehicles are 1/3 higher than those for fuel-powered cars. Lynk Co subscription model promises to include maintenance, meaning the vehicle's usage rights go to the customer, but the ownership remains with Lynk Co, covering all issues with the car. Data from rental companies like Sixt shows that electric vehicles break down on average every 6 months. And even more worryingly, these repair costs are ongoing. As long as the car is in operation, faults will keep occurring. However, Lynk Co's €600 monthly subscription doesn't even come close to covering these hidden costs. The result, the more cars are rented, the deeper the losses. The cars can't be sold, their residual value is low, and repair costs are high. These three issues combined have turned the Lynk Co's European subscription model into a money-burning game. It doesn't have the scale advantage of rental companies, nor the brand premium of Tesla. In the end, it can only rely on support from its parent company. When the underlying logic of the business model doesn't work, no matter how appealing the lifestyle story is, it can't compete with the hard financial reality. Now, on the streets of Europe, there are 80,000 Lynk Co subscription cars, which serve as moving billboards, at least helping to get the Lynk Co brand noticed by Europeans. How much has the Lynk Co lost in Europe? Well, I don't know that. But thinking about it in this way might make it easier to accept. At the Lynk Co store in Madrid, due to space constraints, only one Lynk Co O2 is currently on display. The sales associate mentioned that Lynk Co will launch more new models in the future. 3 years ago, I made a video about Lynk Co and predicted that it was the brand most likely to help its parent company, Geely, achieve its global dream. But looking at Lynk Co performance in Europe 3 years later, it seems like I have been proven wrong. For Lynk Co global expansion, the Lynk Co O1 represents the leap from 0 to 1. Now from 1 to 10, Lynk Co needs more than just offering the O2 and O8 to address the narrow model lineup. The key is thinking about how to adjust the sales strategy and shift the operational model to make more money from foreign markets. What do you think the Lynk Co should adjust in Europe? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.